Alright, horror fans, we might actually be witnessing in the future the birth of a new slasher franchise. And if the teaser is anything to go by, Inner Violent Nature 2 looks absolutely brutal. Now, the first movie didn't really smash the box office, but us horror fans, we knew something special was happening. Slow, creepy, uncomfortable, and when those kills finally hit, holy shit, they hit. And now Johnny's back. And he's heading somewhere every slasher villain ends up heading once in their careers, a summer camp. Now, when A Violent Nature hit and dropped on us in 2024, it felt different. It wasn't your typical slasher. Most horror movies follow the victims running around screaming, but this one, it followed the killer. Mwah. We basically watched the whole movie following Johnny behind him in a POV, walking behind Johnny while he stalks in the woods like he was some unstoppable force of nature. It was slow, sometimes painfully slow, but when the violence hit, it was nasty. And I mean proper old school nasty. The kind of practical gore that makes us horror fans grin from ear to ear like stupid little idiots. And I'm one of those little idiots. It felt like a weird mix of Friday the 13th and art house horror and a nature documentary about a psycho killer. And somehow it all worked. The thing I loved most about the first movie, it kind of had that slasher camp slasher vibe. You know, the classic formula we love. Cabin in the woods, young idiots partying, someone wandering off alone. That has to happen. And somewhere in the trees, a silent killer awaits. Honestly, it felt like a modern day cousin of Jason. Big, silent, and unstoppable, and just stomping through the woods and ruining people's day. And if this sequel keeps leaning towards that vibe, we could genuinely be looking at a long-term horror franchise. I really do. Now, here's what we know about Inner Violent Nature 2 so far. Writer and director Chris Nash, he's returning to make the sequel, which is great because the very first film had this perfect vision from him. And Ry Barrett is also returning as Johnny, the undead walking nightmare himself. So the film is already wrapped up filming in Canada, which means post-production is 2026. And the story is reportedly moving the carnage to a summer camp, which I am very excited about. Which honestly feels like the most natural evolution possible. Because let's be honest, every slasher's got to end up at a camp. Now, according to reports from Joe Blow and Empire, the violence is going to be an exponential increase compared to the first movie, which this is insane considering how brutal the first one actually was. Now, a teaser did drop just last February, and the full movie definitely is expected later this year. So us horror fans might not have to wait too long. So the big question I have, though, about this is, are they sticking with the POV style killing? Because that was the gimmick that made this first movie stand out. And personally, I've got no problems if they keep doing this. Following Johnny through the woods like a nature documentary is like weirdly hypnotic for me. But at the same time, if the sequel wanted to shift traditionally to the normal slasher, like a normal movie film now, not following in POV, I'd be totally fine with that too. More characters, more chaos, more insane kills. As long as Johnny stays the focus, then I'm 100% in. But what I'm really hoping is that this is the movie where the franchise explodes for it. This makes the movie explode and turns it into that franchise. Because horror definitely needs like new slasher icons. 100%. For decades it's always been Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, Leatherface, Ghostface, all the same, which I love. The last major one that was in a franchise was Victor. Yes, Victor Crowley. You surely know who Victor Crowley is, of course you do. But Johnny could definitely be the next one, 100%. A modern day slasher monster built for new fans. And if this sequel delivers bigger kills and big tension, and keeps that creepy wilderness atmosphere in it as well, we could really genuinely be watching the birth of something special that can really continue on. Just got to do it properly, man. So yeah, Inner Violent Nature 2 really does have my attention big time. Give me more brutal kills. Give me more creepy forest stalking. And give me a franchise that kind of gives Jason and Michael and Freddy some competition. Try at least. Try. But what do you guys think? Did you like the first movie? I did. I only gave the first movie a 7 out of 10, but I still really enjoyed it. And do you want to see Johnny become the next slasher icon? Let me know in the comments until the next movie review I do, or whatever I do on here. Subscribe, like, and say hi to your mum for me. See you next time. See you!
Popcorn, watching movies for you.